First startup with the manual, 575. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to JR Garage and welcome back to Ferrari 575 Part 2. Today's the day we find out if this car will start up for the first time. But before we do that, I want to give a huge thanks and special shout out to today's video sponsor, SimpliSafe. SimpliSafe is an easy to use, customizable home security system that is free from contracts and any hidden costs. You simply order it online or over the phone, it's delivered right to your home and you can set it up in under an hour. Now, I don't know about you guys, but we have been using services with expensive contracts for way too long, so we are very excited to make the switch over to SimpliSafe. Not only do you get more equipment and features with SimpliSafe, but it is less expensive than the other systems too. With SimpliSafe, you get 24/7 around-the-clock monitoring for just 50 cents a day with no contracts. They have everything to keep your home protected, from doorbell cameras to smoke detectors, motion sensors, flood sensors, broken window sensors. I could go on and on. But our favorite is definitely the live monitoring cameras. We have them set up all over the house, including in our garage. Of course, guys, we store some pretty valuable cars in our garage, so it is so nice to be able to check the live feed and know that they are safe and sound at any time. And if someone tries to enter the garage, I'll be automatically notified when it detects motion. Oh, would you look at that? Camera detected motion at 7:04 in the garage. Definitely one of my favorite features. And if that somebody entering your garage is an intruder, then the SimpliSafe Monitoring Center will call the police to keep you safe. So guys, if you too want to get secured, be sure to check out SimpliSafe using my special link in the description below. That is www.simplisafe.com/JRGarage to learn more and get the best deal possible. Thank you guys once again for supporting this channel. And as you guys know, when you're rebuilding Ferraris, it costs a lot of money. So these sponsorships help keep the channel going. Let's go get an update on the car. Let's see if it'll start up. And then after the startup, we want to show you guys all the progress that has been made, all the parts that we've gotten, all the crazy progress that Kaizen Collision has made on the car already. And then after that, we're going to try to get in touch with the previous owner so that he can shed some light on what happened to this car, how it got in the accident, and how it flew off the road. And then after that, we may be picking up our Ferrari 458. So a lot is going down. Let's get to it. Welcome back to Kaizen Collision here in Arizona, and behind those walls is the 575. You know, obviously with the accident, we hope nothing mechanically was affected. The oil cooler had a little hole in it, so the oil drained out, so obviously we didn't start it then, but now we're gonna refill with some oil, give it a first shot and see what happens. You know, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, but hopefully luck is on our side today. It's apparently all torn down now. You guys saw last video, we made some great progress on it, but today everything is off the car, ready to be reassembled. So before we get putting that much time and effort and capital and money into the rebuild, we got to make sure it's mechanically good to go. I have a lot of parts on the way and they're ready to go. They're already fixing some things that they can right now without the extra parts. So everyone's working at 100% to get this thing done. So let's go see if it starts. Come on. All right, guys, here we are reunited with the 575. Look at that. The fender is off the car now. Obviously the hood, everything else where we left off last time. And here was where the little hole was in the oil cooler, so they just bonded it up so that it wouldn't leak anymore so that we could do this first startup. So we got the new battery in the car. Here is the moment we have all been waiting for. If everything goes as planned, it should start up. Okay, so hopping in. Oh my goodness. We have power, we have lights flashing. Look at that, the door coming apart. So clutch in, we got neutral. So the immobilizer, all right, see there's the immobilizer flashing. So if we just hit that, bingo, it's solid. Check says it's okay. All right, ready?
You ready? Hit it.
First startup with the manual, 575 in 3, 2, 1. Oh, snap. Holy moly. Sounds good. Little tiny rev. Wow, look at this. The whole crease in the door, boom, gone. There's the rocker that we picked up. I mean, the rear bumper just had a couple little defects, so they fixed those up, no problem. So all of this is ready for paint now. Check out the fender, it was slightly bent. That's ready for paint too.
I mean, this is so exciting.
Okay guys, continuing with part 2 of this video, we are switching gears in the Ferrari world. We're going from the 575 to our 458. Check this out, it's right behind me, and it is all done. It looks so good. Of course, we had to wait for those parts to come from Italy, but Kaizen finally got them. They threw them on really quickly, and now the car's back.
We are so thankful that this all actually worked out in the end, because look at this. Our car looks brand new. This front bumper, not a rock chip on it, of course.
Yeah, I'm terrified to drive this thing because it's in perfect condition. Like, look under here. It used to be all scratched up, right? I mean, that just happens with Ferraris. Guess what? There's not a single defect on it. So I have to be extremely careful with these low, steep driveways coming out of here. So it sounds amazing. It looks amazing. Look at this stunning one-off interior with the diamond stitch Alcantara inserts. It smells like a brand new Ferrari in here. Huge thanks to Kaizen once again. We are a very frequent customer, but this wasn't our fault. I mean, it was like such a slow speed, somebody just backed into the car, no big deal.
It actually started with this car though. We were looking for the best shop, because when you are in an accident, especially if it's going to be somebody else's fault, you want to make sure that you are going to the best shop who is going to do it perfectly. That's what we were looking for. That is what we found here, and as you can see, we've brought them many more cars because this one just went so well.
Guys, remember, if you're in an accident, God forbid, you have the choice of where your car goes. Sure, if you call them up, they'll say, yeah, bring your car over here. You can do that, but you have the option to say, no, I want my car going here, this local shop, somebody I know. So if you guys are in Arizona, they have locations in Arizona, Southern California, they'll take care of you, say JR Garage sent you. They have a lot of our cars, and we can't wait for the 575 and even the Aston Martins here right now getting one thing fixed up. But, you know, is what it is.
Yeah, we've met the guys who are working on this car, and they just have so much attention to detail and passion about what they're doing. They wanted this car to be perfect, and so of course they're not gonna cut any corners.
It doesn't sound quite as good as a V12, dare I say, but this last generation NA V8 Ferrari just has such a good sound. There we go.
Alrighty guys, we made it back to the JR hangar. Oh, this is so exciting. More to come. But like I said in the intro, I said that I would try to reach out to the previous owner of the 575, right? Well, let's just say I got a hold of him. I didn't want to like record the phone call and be that weird. Why do my lips look pink? I don't know, this lighting, it is so hot in here, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to be that person to like record a phone call, and so I just told him, I told him about the YouTube channel and that we bought the car at auction, and that if he had any information about it. And for everybody wondering, how'd you get his information, all this stuff, like I did some serious Google searching, deep dark web, trying to find VINs, previous owners, like phone numbers, and somehow I came across a phone number that I thought was his, and indeed it was. This guy has quite the collection of Ferraris, including one that is actually far rarer and more valuable than the 575 manual, so it's pretty crazy what's in his garage. He filled me in and he said, yeah, that used to be my car, and I was indeed in an accident and stuff. And I'm like, okay, like, geez, sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're all right. Can you tell me what happened? And he was, happy to tell me every inch of what went down that fateful day in April. So he was driving, I think with some other Ferraris, maybe on like an FCA event drive or something like that. And basically it all happened so quickly. But after the fact, when he talked to the people behind him and kind of put some of the pieces of the puzzle together, he realized that he did indeed have a tire blowout in the rear, which sent him losing control off the road. And this is where it gets so crazy. He says he was inches to losing his life. And I'm like, what do you mean? He says we were on like kind of like this mountain road, and where the car eventually stopped, when it came to a stop, was this far off going down a cliff face, hundreds and hundreds of feet. He said if he would have fell down that cliff, he'd be dead instantly. The fact that the car stopped just inches from the end is just crazy. When he was telling me the story, he said he got out, and he said towing it out of there, they were so careful to like lift the car up and bring it to safety, because they said just one wrong move and the car would have toppled down the cliff. So the fact that it's here and they rescued it safely is awesome, because now we have the car, and they really did take good care of it when they were getting it out of that off the cliff. And I thought that was crazy. He's a really cool guy, and he knows how rare that car is. He's had it for the last 12 years. He's owned it since 8,000 miles, and it now is 25,000 miles. So it was like his baby, and he says he definitely wants to follow along the YouTube channel and maybe see it again one day. And who knows, maybe buy it back one day. I don't know. We've already had a lot of people messaging us saying if they could buy it, if there's a price on it, because it is that rare. So we'll see what we do, but we're definitely excited the progress that is being made on that car. And oh my goodness, I probably put it somewhere earlier in this video, but the exhaust that the 575, the exhaust note that this car can produce is absolutely insane with straight pipes and equal length headers. There's this guy in Italy who makes equal length headers into like high flow cat section, X pipe or H pipe. Absolutely insane. But I don't know if we want to do anything that crazy. So what do you guys think? Just leave it like it is with the nice tubey rear section and the resonator deletes and like still catted with OEM headers? Or do we go absolutely insanity?
Is that a trick question?
I don't know. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of time, and getting it from Italy, I don't even know if that's possible right now with COVID and everything. So we shall see, but there's your little updates there. So it was cool to get in touch with the previous owner and know that this car was very well maintained and owned with a great enthusiast who really took good care of it. And it shows because the car is so clean. So I'm excited to hopefully get driving it, you know, here in a couple weeks, maybe when we finish it. It's still a long way to go, but you guys are really supporting this project. So I thank you very, very much. It's been awesome to do this one. I know we do a lot of budget rebuilds on the channel, which are still fun. I love those, but doing a crazy rare supercar like this is definitely fun, and you guys have obviously enjoyed it. So subscribe to the channel if you are new. Stay tuned for part 3. It is dropping soon. We have something crazy in the works for part 3 that will help us with this rebuild immensely. So stay tuned to see what that is. Holy cow, it is so hot. This hangar, it literally makes like 30 degrees hotter in here. It's got to be like 130 to 140 degrees in here. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching. You guys rock. See you in part 3.
That it feels right. That it feels right.